change these. Now get this, flyers are paying more, and supposedly they're happier than they've ever been, or at least the happiest in 7 years. That's an airline satisfaction response. And Lee Abbamonte's done his share of traveling. He's the youngest American to travel to every country in the world, so he would know if people are gung-ho and happy, or are they gung-ho and happy?
I'm not really sure who they interviewed on the survey, but I know as a frequent flyer, I fly 250,000 miles a year, and I'm not very happy with the
Are they happier in this country? You've visited all the countries on Earth. God bless you. But in this country, how do we stack up with flyers in other countries or experiences you had flying in and out of other countries?
Well, the American carriers don't even compare to international carriers. For instance, I think the best airline in the world is Singapore Airlines. The service.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, the airline. I mean, everything about it. The airport in Singapore is amazing. Everything about the U.S. carriers, I think, is far below standards for Asian and European airlines.
All right, and they all do their own version of nickel and diming. We seem to carry it to an art form.
Yeah.
But for you as a flyer, I mean, what kind of things you girded yourself for when you just flew, period? What kind of things did you just accept and move on?
Well, unfortunately, you kind of have to accept the baggage fee situation nowadays. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, pre-9/11 and whatnot, I mean, you used to get good fares. You don't get that anymore. You have to accept the fact that you're pretty much going to pay at least $1,000 to fly to Europe. I mean, if you get a deal for like $800, you're pretty happy. But that barely happens anymore. So you have to accept that everything's more expensive. You're going to get nickel and dimed, whether it's baggage, food. I mean, they're talking about charging for the bathroom. I mean, come on. You know, you have to pay.
Well, you just go before you go. Of course, if you're going to Asia, that kind of limits your...
Yeah, 15-hour flights, it's up, you know.
So you don't buy this survey that says folks are just plain old happiest they've been in 7 years?
I can't imagine it. I mean, I saw the survey and I saw the interview.
J.D. Power survey?
Yeah, they interviewed people who flew at least once on a major North American carrier last year. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't necessarily frequent flyers.
Right.
People fly all the time, but, you know, people I think are just becoming more accepting of the fees, which I think is sad because, I mean,
low expectation.
What are you going to do? I mean, you have to accept it, unfortunately. I mean, you're not going to walk to California, you know?
Yeah, well, not yet, not yet. Lee, you should know we have a news alert in that J.D. Power has also reported, I am the most watched and admired anchor on the planet. Okay. Anyway, can you believe that? There's no way. Anyway, not me.